Hello again. Now, a R1 billion water scheme in Umkomaas is bringing more trouble than help. A local councillor was killed allegedly over this project. It's also believed 3 other deaths may be linked to the same development. Residents say they are targeted when they raise concerns about not being included in the project. Let's get some details now from my colleague, our reporter, Nqobile Madlala. Good afternoon, Nqobile. Thanks for joining us now on Today. Now, what more do we know about this story? What's happening there?
Well, Bradane, it's a very complicated issue that locals in Umkomaas are facing. We visited the area and we were able to speak to community leaders and also traditional leaders who wanted to keep their identities hidden, fearing that they will be targeted, because what they are saying is that there's a lot of corruption that is currently within that water project. You'd remember that the South Coast is one of those areas here in the province that has been facing a lot of water issues, and many communities are facing water shortages. And so the Umgeni water then decided to have this water project started back in 2018. We do understand that it's a government project. So in 2018, this project started, but now what the community is saying is that no one from the community is benefiting from it, whether it's local businesses or local contractors or locals who want to be a part of it by working within the project. And more recently, they are alleging that people have been killed who have raised issues about corruption in that area. More recently, a local councillor, Nqobile Madlala, was gunned down by unknown suspects about 2 weeks ago, and the family believes that he was killed because of him vocalizing some of the issues or corruption within the water project. We have had a chance to speak to some of the locals as well who feel the same way, and while speaking to them, they did explain to us that the previous councillor in that area refused to hand over power to the current councillor who was then killed. And some of the contractors who have been hired by Umgeni or who are working in that project are now not wanting to vacate their position because of the money that they are making. But all of these are allegations. While speaking to one resident or community leader, this is what he had to share.
Along the understanding yethu, ukansela bengenayo ipower yokuba involved kwi-projects. So laphana belwa-ke ngoba ingcindezi ade nayo umphakathi bufika mihla namalanga ukuhlukana kwawo uzofisa ukwazi siqhubekane ne-projects, ufisa nawo futhi ukuthi ube ingxenye yokuhlomula. Bekunezinto-ke umphakathi ade usitshela zona saze saya nje e-15 soyibonela kunama-foreigner ayasebenza. So ukhansela-ke bephusha ngalezo ndlela ukuthi uyaqhatheka lana, so uyafisa ukuthi into yalana ihambe ngendlela efanele ngabe ihamba ngayo. Uma-ke emhlanganweni lo use-Maritzburg sekucaciswa ukuthi yonke into ezoba yingxenye yeprojekthi izodlula e-ofisini lekhansela, because ukhansela yena uLukuzaneni i-first cardinal umuntu wokuqala ewadini ekumele azi yonke into baba wewadi. So kwakulesihlanu koMgqibelo ngesonto ngo-10:15 washiya-ke ukhansela.
Nqobile, I understand you've also managed to speak to the ANC officials in the province there, KwaZulu-Natal. What are they saying about this situation?
Well, but the reason why I brought on the ANC and wanted a comment from them is because there's also political infighting that we've seen coming from that community. Like I mentioned before, the previous councillor allegedly did not want to hand over the reins to the new councillor. And now the community leaders are fearing for their lives, which is why they are in hiding, saying that they do not know which people are actually after them. And this is following the death of that local councillor. We saw an ANC delegation going to visit the family shortly after Nqobile Madlala was gunned down. And while speaking to them now about this project and the infighting that is currently happening in that area, they did voice out that they do not agree with what is currently happening, and they are asking for councillors in particular to stay away from these kind of projects, because essentially they're not supposed to be a part of it. The only thing that they need to provide to the municipality or to Umgeni Water are names of community members that could be a part of the the project, they could be hired as labor in projects that are started in communities. They are also asking for business forums to stay away from these projects because essentially they are causing a lot of infighting, and we've seen in other projects as well in Durban and just surrounding areas where business forums will come and then they'll want to take over a certain project, and the ANC is saying that they are calling against that and wanting people to just follow due processes when they want to enter into tender processes. They are saying that they do understand what is currently happening in Umkomaas and are urging also the police to investigate this matter thoroughly. While speaking to the spokesperson here in KZN for the ANC, this is what he had to say.
Our call has always been consistent in our councillors, that councillors should only advocate for projects to come to community. But who get to be awarded, who become the subcontractor, it shouldn't be the role of the councillors. And we are making a call to all municipalities and even to government institutions. Local councillors and politicians should not be involved on procurement processes. But beyond this particular factor, there are also other factors that what you call exacerbate political killings in KwaZulu-Natal, such as your local forums, which the idea was very good to ensure that local communities benefit. But we see infighting amongst what you call this particular forum. And we are asking a government institution to look close to that. We have already told MEC Sipotlo Muga to deal with that particular matter. Thirdly, the issue of traditional what you call authorities. They are also what you call infighting in relations to that. So they all contribute to killings in KwaZulu-Natal, and they are unfortunately seen, all of them, as political killings. But our position for now is that we shouldn't be speculating. We should allow all those with an information to come forward and ensure that we act, and we act decisively on this particular matter.
Thank you very much for that update from KwaZulu-Natal there about what's happening in Umkomaas. Our colleague, the Lethiwe Mdluli, updating us this hour.